is no need to be small, and there is no need to be fake. What you are, the way you were born, is the power. Your genes, it's in your DNA, it's genetic. You are the power. So we have the ability to do magic. We have the power to be magic, to think things and create them. We have the ability to very, very much carry God's source energy, our creator, in us through our connection, our soul connection. So the more we get away from our soul, the further we get away from that power. And so we want to snap back inside of ourselves into that power. I say it's as easy as that, because in some ways it is. It's a decision. So you can decide who you want to be, friends. I don't care what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter. You can decide today who you want to be. And that's good enough. You want to connect to your light? You want to drop the falseness? Go for it, please. I invite you today. Hey everyone, it's JG here with Earth 5D University, back for another teaching where you are the light, you are the path, you are the way forward, friends. That means it's all inside of you. You don't need to search out there. You are the light that you are seeking. It's right inside your heart, right inside your very being. And that is the topic today. Guys, I'm so excited to talk to you about what it means to be in your power, what it means when Jesus said 2,000 years ago, the kingdom of God is inside of you. The kingdom of heaven is inside of you. Let's talk about your very human power, the seat of your very human power, how it lives inside of you, and how there is no need for anything fake to attach to yourself to make you powerful, and also to make you happy, right? To make you feel fulfilled. It's all inside of you. So let's just jump right in. When we're talking about our human consciousness, right, which we do on this channel, when we're talking about our very power, okay? When we're talking about our power, we have to think about us as being real. So there's a lot of fake things out in our environment, right? There's a lot of people out there that are putting fake things inside of us, like plastics. Like a lot of women get plastic in their face, right? They get plastics and different types of features added to their chest, right? And implants all over the place. And that's just one small example of creating something fake about yourself, right? And so I want to emphasize at the beginning of this conversation that we're talking about being very real, like just who you are, what your mama gave you, right? We're talking about what your mama gave you. We're talking about who you were born as, with the features you were born with the body you were born with whatever you got, right? Because whatever you got is enough. Okay, so whatever you got was enough. And I'm just starting this conversation with this topic because realness is really important here. Being real, it's essential, because what you've got, what's really you, your soul and everything in here that's really you, is enough. You don't have to change anything, friends. And I'm not talking about, people will be like, oh, well, your hair is dyed, right? Or whatever. And I'm not talking about hair and makeup. I'm talking about changing who you are, like at your cellular level, right? Changing your body. There's nothing you have to implant and change to be powerful. And I can't overemphasize that, because your human being, and that's what Jesus was talking about, is everything you need. You have, my friends, that unity consciousness inside of you. It is in your heart. And so what is unity consciousness? It's understanding that you are the power, that in the unity and the confluence of all of us together on earth, we are powerful as human beings. And we don't need to seek something really far outside of ourselves to harness happiness, right? To be happy and to be powerful. I wonder sometimes, like, when people are chasing power, what does that even mean to them, right? Is it knowledge? Is it money, right? Is it fame? Is it importance? Because you are important just as you are. And I'm not just saying this. This is understood by many people, many wise masters and teachers that have gone before us. They know the power of the human spirit. They know the power of the heart. They know the power of our DNA. And so it's clear to me, and I want to bring that through to you today, that you within yourself hold the power of creation to create all the experiences that you could ever want in this lifetime. Okay? You have it all inside of you to create all the money, the wealth. You could create whatever you want, just being you. And the more real you are and the more attached you are to your own heart and your own soul that lives within you, the more powerful you will become. And so that is all about being real. And so I'm not saying that if you put fake things inside your body, suddenly you're not going to have that. But it does help to stay on track with our human evolution, to embody who you are. So I'm going to say that when we're talking about human evolution and consciousness, I feel like right now is a very pinnacle time. Like there's a time right now where we have the ability to really follow an evolution in consciousness inside of our human being. And by just honoring our soul, right? Honoring our light within, right? And Jesus said, we will do more than he did. We will do more than, all the miracles he worked, we will do that and more, right? And so squarely understanding that as our soul becomes more deeply rooted in our human being, and as our light becomes more, the truth of our light becomes more rooted in our human being, then the more powerful we become. And so we don't need to do a lot of those age-old practices. You know, God knows how many millions of years humans have been struggling with like how to become who we are meant to be, right? And so we only have glimpses in it through history. We're really piecing together a lot of information that's scattered information, tidbits here in the Bible, tidbits here in the tablets, tidbits here in the cuneiform, right? We're just like literally trying to piece together who exactly we are. But I'm telling you that it's all here in your human soul. So when you're looking at like practices like, oh, I'm going to use these numbers and I'm going to create these symbols and I'm going to wait till the moon is in this stage and I'm going to take this supplement, this herb, and I'm going to, do this ritual to become X, Y, and Z, and like all those kind of like external tricks outside of you that actually do have power, right? They do have some power, but it is nothing like the power that you hold within yourself. It is zero comparison. And so we can wait till these stars are aligned or that Mercury is out of retrograde, and we can, rub these crystals and put that together. And you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of spells and rituals, God knows what, right? The humans have tried to do to become powerful. But let me take it back to you again. You are the light, you are the path, and you are the way, and it's all through your own heart. And so we need to start to honor and value that, friends. We need to not minimize it because it's essential to our evolution as humans. There's a known conversation, right? Conversations out in the world, in spiritual community, about like a schism, right? There's a divide where there's a evolution of consciousness into our humanity and the natural evolution of that as our soul and our light becomes more squarely rooted in our bodies. And then there's an evolution of consciousness that's more technological, that is more synthetic, and isn't based on our own human consciousness. It's based on external things. And so what we want to do is to become very rooted in our natural evolution. I'm not saying technology is bad. Technology is amazing, right? And there's ways to manage it, and using our spirit and using our soul. There's technology out there that we know, the Merkaba and natural evolutions. There's a natural evolution, not getting too deep in this video, on how our spirituality can advance just by unlocking the love. So what we're talking about is not necessarily romantic love, okay? That's beautiful, it's wonderful. We're talking about the love of God's source energy within and where it lives in our being. Once we connect to that, it is unity consciousness, baby, right? So that is something that's real. It creates the miracles that you're looking for. It creates the evolution in spirit that we are looking for. The other thing I wanted to talk about is that, let me say this, guys. People are good. People are good. I would say primarily people are good. Good people sometimes do quote unquote bad things. Yes, that happens. Okay? But it's really important to understand that human beings are inherently good. There's goodness in us. Most people are good, and that's why when someone's car is on the side of the road or someone needs help, someone's usually there to help them, right? I don't know how many times someone's come to help me when I needed somebody. Someone was there. So it's really also important to know that people are good. And so as we connect to this power within us, as we connect to the realness of who we are, we realize too that our brothers and sisters are good. As we come together in unity, as we come together with open hearts, as we come together in our soul's power, in our power and light, accessing our soul within our body, then we are very, 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 very good people together. We can join together. It's not about service to self, friends. When we got people only focusing on themselves, right? They're just focusing on themselves. It's called service to self, right? And there used to be an old thought, like, I don't even want to put time frame on it, where people used to think, oh, okay, if we each take care of our own selves separately, then we're going to be A-okay as a race. And that is absolutely not true, friends. It's not true for human beings. We are all connected to one another. And so we need to think about how what we do impacts our brothers and sisters. That's unity consciousness. Okay? And so the last thing I wanted to touch on, looking in your past, right? So many times I find myself just looking in the past, like, why am I thinking about this relationship? Why am I thinking about what happened at work? Why am I thinking about this aunt that did this, or this cousin, or why am I thinking about what happened between my ex, and like, why did it shake out like that? Why did it go down like that? All this noise and distractions from the past. You don't need to focus on it, friends. It's the past. So it's really important right now to not only be present. We hear a lot about that in spiritual teachings, but it's also important to sort of keep a vision of the future, your future, and just keep looking ahead, because most of the people from the past don't even remember that SHIT. They're not even thinking about that stuff that you're holding on to. They've already forgotten it, and you're holding on to it. Sometimes I think about this when I think about like high school, right? It's like there's all these high school groups, from back in the day. And I remember like the popular girls, and then there was the nerds, and then there was the jocks, and all. There was so much more division back then and judgment. And, I think back to that, and like those people have moved on. Like they're already different personas. They're already different people. Why do I still see myself or them in a certain way, in a certain light? Let go of your past. future is ahead of you, right? The future is ahead of you, and it's a bright future based on being a powerful creator being. There is no need to be small, and there is no need to be fake. What you are, the way you were born, is the power. Your genes, it's in your DNA, it's genetic. You are the power. So we have the ability to do magic. We have the power to be magic, to think things and create them. We have the ability to very, very much carry God's source energy, our creator, in us through our connection, our soul connection. So the more we get away from our soul, the further we get away from that power. And so we want to snap back inside of ourselves into that power. I say it's as easy as that because in some ways it is. It's a decision. So you can decide who you want to be, friends. I don't care what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter. You can decide today who you want to be. And that's good enough. You want to connect to your light? You want to drop the falseness? Go for it, please. I invite you today. Access your own power. Access your beauty and your connection to God's source energy. It's inside of you. And that will create a whole bunch of natural evolution in your life that you will love. So that's my message today. I hope it has assisted you, friends. Thank you so much for being here. If you need help with your own spiritual guidance in your own life, feel free to check out my information below. I also do readings. So much love and light. Take care.